Welcome to Fit Foods with me, Rob Riches, the show that's all about helping you transform your body by burning the body fat and building lean, healthy muscle one meal at a time. On today's show, I'm sharing with you a great recipe that's ideal for watching a movie at home or a sporting event with friends and family, or simply as a healthy snack between meals. I call it my healthy homemade hummus, but with a twist. It's high in protein, low in fats, making it a great snack or alternative meal for all of you low carbers out there and vegetarians. And the best thing is, it only takes a few minutes to make. So let's get started. The main ingredients that I'll be using are chickpeas and black beans. Now, I know hummus doesn't normally have black beans in, but I'm gonna add these in because they're a great source of fiber as well as helping to lower blood cholesterol. Plus they add a little bit more flavor and texture into the hummus. So everything goes into our blender here. What I have is a pound of chickpeas. Now, I cheated a bit. I got these from a tin, really because it saves a lot of time. Now you do have to worry about the sodium content, but if you rinse them out like I did, that's not really a problem. Same for the black beans, a pound, about a tin's worth. Next up, I'm gonna add some tahini. 1 full tablespoon of this. I love tahini. It's really grounded sesame seed. Great flavor and aroma, and already the smell coming from that, I can't wait to make and eat this. Okay, next up, we're gonna add the juice of 1 whole lemon. Now you can add some lemon or lime, and it really comes down to which option you prefer. I'm gonna squeeze all of the lemon in here. Okay, next up, I'm gonna add in 2 small cloves of garlic. That's 1 there, let's put another 1 in. And the great things about the lemon and the garlic is that they're both sources of antioxidants, which will help you improve your immune system, helping to fight off against disease. And it also adds again to the flavor and the whole aroma of it. So in those go. Put that to one side. Right, now to add some spice and seasoning into it. Again, this comes down to a preference, and you may want to follow this recipe and then start to play around, find some new spices and flavors to add in to really make this unique and something that you enjoy eating that's also good for you. So on this plate here, I have a pinch of cumin and a pinch of cinnamon. Just gonna put those in. Okay, next up, I'm gonna add in our oils and some other spices and flavorings, starting with the olive oil. I like to go for extra virgin olive oil, and you can always tell by the dark green of the oil. This one is the best. It's cold pressed, meaning it retains much of its nutrients and health benefits for you, helping to lower cardiovascular disease and also reduce cholesterol levels in the blood. So we're going to put 1/3 of a cup in here. Again, small children love pouring liquids into here, so I've got a little nephew. Whenever he comes around, I always want to make something healthy and get him in the kitchen too, and he loves getting everything messed up, and he's also learning about good nutrition, so that's really my gift I can pass on to him. Next up, we're going to add a pinch of salt. I'm using pink sea salt here, or Himalayan salt, one of the best superfoods around. Again, I know a lot of you are worried about salt in your diet, but actually we need a little bit of salt, especially if you're an athlete or a fitness enthusiast like myself here, because it helps with muscular contractions and gets pumped. So as long as we're adding the right kind of salt and not all of this extra sodium in that you get from takeout foods or processed foods. Cayenne pepper. I need to be careful here because this really does add a kick. Even the smallest amount can spice up the biggest meals. So put a sprinkle in there. Another great food if you're looking to burn body fat, because it acts as a thermogenic, helping to increase your metabolism, which means your body's burning more fat as fuel even at rest. So this is a heart-healthy, fat-burning, homemade hummus dip that's going to be perfect for those of you who haven't quite built up to that level of going into the gym yet, this will get you started. Same can be said for chilies. Okay, let's take the top off. These are crushed chilies, but again, you can buy it as a paste already or make it yourself if you want to cut chilies open. Wow, the aroma coming off of that. And the last thing to go in is 1/3 of a cup of water, just to help with that consistency. Again, if you follow this recipe and feel that it's a little bit too liquidy for you, then hold off on the water or drop back on the amount of the chickpeas and the black beans that you're adding in. You know, it kind of reminds me of peanut butter, the consistency, but without all of the calories and the fat content. And peanut butter is one of my favorite foods, but especially when I'm dieting, something I can't have too much of. This is going to be great for a paste on sandwiches, in wraps, adding to meats instead of adding those tomato ketchup sauces, or to burgers perhaps. And look how much we've got left. This is easily enough for 1 or 2 people. And there's at least 3 or 4 more cups in there, so definitely store that for later use. Okay, 4 main dipping choices. What we have here is whole wheat pita. Cut this open. Now, I actually love toasting these under the grill for a few minutes, slicing them into small triangles like this so that they resemble kind of like tortilla chips. Next up we have this. Now this might look like your average piece of whole grain bread. It's not. It's actually Ezekiel bread. It's a live, raw, sprouted grain bread. It's actually wheat free. And the great thing about this is this bread has not been cooked. It's called raw for a reason, and that's because all of the ingredients in here have not been subjected to any heat higher than 116, 117 thereabout, which means it contains much more of its nutrients and health benefits. Now, Ezekiel is becoming popular now amongst fitness fans and enthusiasts, and you can buy these from many health food stores, often finding them in the chiller section or refrigerated. So I like to slice these into fingers. Now, unfortunately, if you were to toast these or grill them, you're going to lose some of those health benefits, but they are gluten-free, and a lot of us are sensitive to gluten, causing some kind of padding around that lower stomach area or even the face. So if you're suffering from a little bit of bloatedness, try cutting gluten out and switching over to this Ezekiel bread. Last but by all means not least, we have our vegetables here. Carrots and celery. I'm going to start off with the celery. This is actually great for athletes, especially as a post-workout tonic, helping to replace many of those lost electrolytes and to rehydrate you from sweating out and working hard. Let's just add them onto the plate there. Next up, carrots. You know, when I was a little boy, my mum used to tell me to eat up your carrots because they would help me see at night. And believe it or not, when I was younger, I wanted to be a superhero when I grew up. So I ate as many carrots as I could, hoping they would get me to see in the dark. Well, it turns out my mum actually had some truth in what she was saying, because what gives the carrots their reddish-orange color is a nutrient or a chemical called beta-carotene, which is converted in the liver to vitamin A, which is what the retinas, the parts of the eyes, need to function. And if they're lacking any of this, it can actually cause night blindness. Now, I may have not turned out to become the superhero that I once thought I would be, but hopefully these quick and easy, nutrient-packed meals will at least take you one step closer to transforming your body into that of a superhero. So there we have it. Homemade black bean hummus with a side selection of whole wheat pita bread, Ezekiel bread fingers, celery sticks, and our carrot sticks.